right, Kitty.
But
So, ranking roulette.
let's talk about roulette. How the hell do we rank teams now? This is ours. This is our poll.
Yeah, this is who we have in the top 16 right now. So.
Well, let's do this. You read off, and I'm going to read off the D1. But
all right.
Yeah.
So
am I
going to say number one UCLA, and you're going to say who's their number one?
Yeah, let's do that because D1 seems to be the one that everybody's going with. I don't want to do Baseball America because at one point they shot up Florida all the way up to 4. So
okay, that's fine. I have the RPIs and Baseball America pulled up, but we can talk about that in another kind of storyline.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Number one, we have UCLA at 36-3. Okay. Number 2, we have North Carolina at 33-7-1.
Okay.
Who do they have?
They have North Carolina, and then they
flip-flop. Okay, so we're the same.
They flip-flop Texas and Georgia Tech.
So they have Georgia Tech at 3?
Yep.
Okay, so we have Texas at 3 at 30-8. I got Georgia Tech at 4, 32-7. I think that performance over Alabama was a big one for Texas.
Huge.
And, nothing against Georgia Tech, but I just, wanted to push them up a little bit.
Yeah, give them
push Texas.
Look, they watch this podcast. We got to give them
I want to see some bounce back next week, and then we can move them right back up.
This is the test.
5th, we got Georgia at 32-9.
They got Georgia.
Okay. Number 6, we have Texas A&M.
Who do you think they have at 6?
Oregon State.
They have Oregon State at 6.
Yeah, they love Oregon State. That's another story to talk about, Kenny.
Yeah,
Oregon State. How do you even look at this team and really know what they're showing, because they're not playing a lot of big programs, so it's a little tougher to rank them. Next, we got Florida State at 7.
Okay,
I still think this is a good program.
They have A&M there. Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked that most of the rankings, Florida State's a little lower. Where do they have Florida State, Kenny? Let's just jump. I just want to know.
They have Florida State at 8.
Oh, okay, so they're still right there.
Yeah,
okay, I think it's
good.
Baseball America that doesn't like them. Okay,
you said you had Baseball America up?
I do. Baseball America has Florida State at 11.
Oof. Okay.
So they're not too far off, but
no.
Florida State's right there. We got Oregon State at 8. So still got to give love to them. They're still playing really well.
Yeah.
They're just tough to rank. I have nothing against them. It's their schedule. It's the Pac-12 dissolving. It's a tough thing for Oregon State, but they're just tough to judge. 9th, we got Virginia at 28-13.
They're going to have Coastal.
Okay. 10th, we have Auburn.
They have Virginia. So it looks like we're kind of shifted.
Right there.
Okay.
And then at 11, we have Coastal.
Okay, they got Auburn.
Okay, so those 3 are still 9, 10, 11 on theirs? I take that as a win for us.
Mm-hmm.
At 12, we have Kansas at 29-11.
Okay, they have West Virginia at 12.
I think that's a little high.
Ours, as I'm looking at it right now, ours is completely different for the rest. Besides Alabama.
You know why that is? Kansas is 22 in RPI, and they don't like that.
Oh, that's too low. That's too low.
13. We got Southern Miss. I think they showed that they are still a good team.
Yeah.
With the big sweep this weekend, so I'll keep them around. Who do they have at 13?
They have. So they got. I'm gonna wrap it off. They got Alabama at 13, Oklahoma 14, 15 is Mississippi State, which, man, I don't know about that. I mean, again, these are regional hosts. These are top 5, top 16, and then they got Kansas to end. So,
geez, it's very different.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alabama's still right there, but we have Oregon and Nebraska, and I'm kind of shocked. Oregon is kind of getting left out, I guess, because their RPI is 26. They're not high on. I don't even think Baseball America has them in their top 25, which I don't even understand. Whatever, they're really just going off the rankings and the RPI. But we have Nebraska rounding out. I think that sweep over USC kind of pushed USC out of the top 16, moved Nebraska in. It's hard to leave them out. But I will say right on the outside to me, and I want to hear your thoughts. My right outside of this 16, and this would be that 17 to 21 range. In no particular order, I got Oklahoma, USC, Boston College, Ole Miss, and West Virginia.
Say it one more time. I don't agree with Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's a little bit further.
Okay, so I got Oklahoma,
USC 100%. USC 100%.
And how about this? I'm gonna name the team, and then I'm gonna tell you where their RPI is.
Okay.
So I have Oklahoma sitting on the outside. Oklahoma's RPI is 17.
Okay.
USC, whose RPI is 15. Boston College, whose RPI is 24. Ole Miss, whose RPI is 6. And West Virginia, whose RPI is 27. Now, let it be known, we made these rankings before the new RPIs came out yesterday, but since we're doing this late, we figured we'd just bounce everything off.
Yeah, might as well. Definitely USC. Honestly, I think USC is on that edge of hosting, and I believe they might give them a host because of location-wise, but maybe not because UCLA's over there. I agree with what was the other damn team? Boston College. Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, Boston College is good. I'll give them on the edge. I wonder what other little sleeper team I'm seeing.
You want to know?
I feel like that's it, man. Like I feel like it's a good little wrap up. I mean, for D1, they've got Arkansas kind of at the top. I don't know, man. I don't think State will earn it. I don't think State will earn their host.
I'll tell you this.
Who knows?
Baseball America has Oklahoma at 9.
Oh my God!
And Mississippi State.
What
at 13.
have they?
Florida at 12. Auburn at 6. Here's the thing that's crazy to me on this. They got Arkansas and Alabama both ahead of Ole Miss still. I don't know. I don't know what they're watching.
So do we need to get do we need the robo umpire out here again? Are we going to rely on AI? Or what is the calculation? Let's get into it. We'll try to wrap it up. I mean, we've got about 5 minutes left. Do we go hardcore on RPI, excuse me. Do we go hardcore on that? Or are we looking like win-loss? Like, I don't know, how are we supposed to calculate? Because I'll take, because look, here, I'm bringing it up really quick. Michigan's already rescheduling teams higher on the RPI list to maybe benefit them. I personally do not want to see that starting to happen because you're going to screw up a ton
in the middle of the season.
Oh yeah, they were supposed to play Dayton, and they're going to play. Now they're playing Miami of Ohio, who is 50s. They're in the 50s, 57. I don't know where Dayton is. I don't feel like scrolling all the way down here, but I think that's going to get ridiculous to me. But how do you see this working?
I think for me,
you're the stats guy. You're the numbers guy.
What I do is I say this is about the time where RPI starts to come into play, because at some point you have to look at it and say, all right, you're going to do a lot of what have you done for me lately, but let's also not forget what has happened and how some of those teams have maybe performed as the season went along. Right, you may have lost a series in the opening weekend against a team who nobody thought was going to be good, bumps you out of the rankings, but maybe that team is now, has performed so well over the year. Now that loss doesn't look too bad. So I think this is about the time where RPI starts to come into play a little more, but I think it may be, I'm not even going to say it's a little overdone
too much
because I don't even know, because Baseball America doesn't have Ole Miss high, neither does D1, and Ole Miss is 6th in RPI. So, and they just had a sweep, right? or they at least won their series. So it's like I think it's I think you got to do a lot of RPI to get a full picture of everything that's gone on all throughout the year up to this point. Then you look at what have you done for me lately. So that's how you're catching what's happening.
I think that's a huge one. That's a big one. Yeah.
And how those teams are playing and performing, whether it be at home or away. I think that matters, and that's where the eye test comes into play. So I think it's a combination of all three. But I look at them in that order. I look at the RPI. I want to see the whole picture for up to this point. Then how'd you do this past weekend? Where's the team sitting at that you played against? All right.
Yeah.
That's a good way to, I mean, that's how I took USC and Nebraska. Nebraska just swept USC. So, and I mean, granted, RPI, they were 14 and 15, but I was going to have Nebraska in over them because I can't put USC in at 16 and not have Nebraska in after Nebraska just swept them. So,
and the other factor is this: you can't numberize it. It's not a real factor, but it's college baseball. I mean,
it's baseball, baby.
Vanderbilt get knocked out really quick last year. I mean,
as the number one overall seed.
Yeah, right? Mississippi State won the national championship, being the last one in. So, I mean, I don't want to. That's why I really don't want to look too deep and think so hard on the rankings. But yeah, I mean, I think the RPI and everyone's kind of concerned about it really jumped when Florida beat whoever it was, and they jumped from not even ranked to 15.
It was when they beat Georgia.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You know what? You know what else? The other thing that I kind of want to touch on is we talk about RPI.
Yeah.
I want you to guess who is the top mid-major RPI ranking team outside of Southern Miss and Coastal Carolina. I'll give you a not a hint, but I'll tell you they're ranked 16th. They're 16th in RPI. So if we were going completely off of RPI, they would be the 16th regional host.
And are mid-major? Are they like a Sun Belt American? Or are they down there?
Conference USA.
Oh, Conference USA.
We've talked about them. There's 3 Conference USA.
Is it Jacksonville State?
No. That's the crazy thing. It's Missouri State. Jacksonville State is sitting at 30. Liberty is higher than Jacksonville State.
Then why are we not
23?
Are we going to ignore Missouri State? How have they been? We haven't talked about them in a while, but where are they?
We haven't talked about them since they
16.
Yeah, and they had that win over Arkansas. We talked about them. We did talk about them briefly this past week in the preview. We were talking about Liberty versus DBU and how Jacksonville State, Missouri State are 1-2 right there, and Jacksonville State gets a sweep. Missouri State, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how
they're not good on the road, but they're good at home. 17-1 at home.
How'd they do this past weekend?
They must have lost because they dropped in
here. Hold on, I'll tell you real quick.
Yeah. So while you look it up, I mean, 26 and 11.
They won the 17.
Okay. Yeah. So someone up there must have kind of knocked them down.
Yeah, they lost. They get Arkansas at Arkansas this week. So there you go. They get another midweek game against Arkansas. And then here's what I'm looking forward to, Kenny. Conference USA 1-2 in 2 weeks. We get Liberty, or not Liberty. We get Missouri State at home against Jacksonville State for 1-2 matchup. They do not play Liberty anymore. I think they already played Liberty, actually.
Dude, that's going to be...
They beat Liberty in 2-1 in a series.
So that's Jacksonville State at Missouri State.
At Missouri State. Are we going to show up in Springfield?
I say we go to Springfield. I say we go
watch it. I'll watch it on ESPN Plus.
All right, Jason. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think I'm so looking forward to this week's preview for next week. I think the previews that we did was really fun, and also the rankings is just crazy right now. So looking forward to another week, Kenny, and another week of blowing up your phone.
Oh, please do.